Jayaji, in video number 4, I would like to ask you your views on the fairness and efficacy of the legal systems and the courts in India.
I don't have anything nice to say about that.
That's why I'm asking you.
I'm glad, because I don't mince my words and I don't have to please anybody. Personal experience, of course, obviously that's why you're asking me. For something which I never did, which nobody who knows me even for 5 minutes would ever believe, false case was put upon me at the time when the Congress came to power after Vajpayee ji, and filed a case against me, made the CBI do it. I know from many sources the CBI did not want to. They forced them to file a case, find a reason, do all of that. And for 16 years, just for accusing me falsely of demanding, knowing, doing a conspiracy and taking 2 lakhs of rupees, which they never looked for and they never found. No, neither did the Tehelka account, of course Tehelka did all this. They were the sort of journalism supari killers, yes. I would say. They did all this for a huge amount of money, and CBI filed a case. And it's very sad in our country that irrespective, a lot of people will say, oh, that was during Congress time, but then your government came in. But governments, when they are honest, they don't interfere. I never asked them to interfere. I believed in the beginning that truth will always emerge, justice will prevail. All these are mottos which I no longer believe in, because 16 years I had to go every month, if not more, to the court. I had to every time travel abroad, go and ask permission to go, show them that I've returned. Every time the CBI would object, the court would overrule. And after all that, when finally, after 16 years, I got a hearing, and this was at the Sessions Court, District Court. The whole hearing, the judge was completely, every remark he made was intelligently in favor of us. But when it gave time to give the judgment, he acted as if he was blind and deaf and had not thought about anything before.
The same judge?
No, the judge.
Same person?
9 or 10 judges changed in these 16 years. So every time you had to start afresh and understand the judge again. And it's a whole useless system. When they took my passport away, after a year I asked for it back. Now it is so ironic. The fellow who was giving me back my passport asked for money to give it back to me. I said, what a joke. You're here, call me to court for being corrupt. And you are being corrupt and asking me for money to take back rightfully my passport. This is our system. And the lawyers or whoever it may be, every lawyer, however nice they are, of course they don't mind if it goes on forever, because then they're being paid forever.
Yes, quite right.
And they'll give you a bill at the end of it and you have to pay. You can't walk off saying sorry. And at the end of it all, the judge convicted me in a manner that I felt that he really has not applied his mind to one word we said in the arguments, written arguments. Evidence we gave, he just did not address those evidence. Judges are supposed to say, this is the evidence and this is what I think about it. No, he pretended that all of that never happened. He just blindly or in his dreams convicted me, and then I had to go and get bail within 3 hours. Otherwise, yes, I would have been in Tihar jail in the middle of the worst time of COVID. And to send a person in their late 70s, somebody else was already 80 and having cancer. 3 people like that who were all late 70s or 80, all not perfect health, all would have been sitting in Tihar jail. What kind of judge does that in the middle of COVID? So the CBI, the political system, the courts, I don't know how they function. I did get justice by getting bail quickly in the High Court, but now that will sit. It will probably come up after I die.
Well, I see your point, and definitely you have merit. But here For this interview, we will move to the next question. And you just said about George that he was your mentor and guide. And he was also Raksha Mantri. Now, my next question is that in the case of Admiral Vishnu Bhagwat, do you think that he was fairly treated?
I really would not like to say, because George Saab did not confide in me about any official matter.
Okay.
And lots of people were asking, oh, why, what, taking sides and so on. I did fight back on the issue that Mrs. Bhagwat started writing and speaking publicly very nasty things about me. Now, why should an admiral who may be aggrieved, why should his wife talk about a female colleague of the defense minister? I would say that from all points of view,
Mrs. Bhagwat.
Yes.
Okay.
And because she publicly made so many statements, I wrote an article saying that I don't understand. She claimed to be a journalist or an activist or a lawyer or I don't know, something. So I said, I don't understand that a person's wife is either a wife and keeps quiet, doesn't interfere. But if she has a profession, then Admiral Bhagwat has no business to tell anybody else about somebody who's not sacked him. I don't know why, I don't care. It's something that happened in which the minister in the government, in his wisdom, chose to do something. I don't ask him, I don't have the right and I don't have the courage to ask him, why do you do something in your job? And I do, and I'm a colleague. But here is not a colleague of Admiral Bhagwat, not a junior or an equivalent officer asking. A wife is asking and asking me. She doesn't have the courage to target George Saab. Why do you target me who has nothing to do with it? I think that's very cheap and it was very wrong. So I fought against that because I always fight against wrongdoing. But otherwise I have nothing to say about what happened to him.
As you said, you were not privy to the actual
and even
facts
if,
of the case.
No, and it's not my business.
And yes, you were not concerned with it. You were not concerned with it. Thanks. That brings us to the end of this video, and in the next video we would talk something about your personal passion, your choice, your hobby, that is about the saris.
Hobby? Oh, hobby.
Hobbies, you know, the collection, to go see, spend
well,
time
my passion
over it.
is working
Okay.
with karigars.
Okay.
I'll correct you there.
Thank you.